High school soccer on Ticket TV is presented by Mainly Supplements, Greenway Equipment Sales, and Quirk Auto Group. High school sports on Ticket TV is also brought to you by First National Bank, Coastal Auto Parts, Northeast Driving School, The Neighborhood Early Childhood Center, Twin City Tire and Service, Down East Toyota, Midcoast Denture Design, Dean's Detailing, and by Mainly Eyes. The Bush Group from Next Home, Bombshell Beauty, and by Hermon Motor Company. Now let's get you out to the action on Ticket TV.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Polo Field here in Hermon for Game 2 of our doubleheader on Ticket TV. It's the Hermon boys taking on the MDI boys in game number 2. The Hermon girls defeating MDI by a score of 6-1 just about 15 minutes ago. High school sports on Ticket TV presented by Mainly Supplements. Located near the Bangor Mall, Mainly Supplements is a fully stocked nutritional supplement store. Their dedicated team members look forward to working with you and helping you reach your health and fitness goals. Mainly Supplements, 109 Bangor Mall Boulevard, Bangor, and at mainlysupplements.com. Let's get familiar with the participants in this second game of action here at Polo Field today. First, let's take a look at the standings entering action. You see in Class B North, Winslow already 11 games to their credit. Second place at 11-0. It's Presque Isle at 7-0-1 atop the standings. The two teams here this afternoon. Hermon picking up their first win on Saturday. They are 1-6 on the season. And for MDI, they enter action at 1-6-1. We saw a Hermon game last week against Ellsworth, which was a 1-0 victory for the Eagles. Ellsworth 7-3-1, fourth in the Class B North standings. Let's take a look at the schedules for these two teams, beginning with the visitors from MDI.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
For the Trojans, in their last 4 matches, you see 3 of them losses, a 4-4 tie with Presque Isle. To close out the season, they have 3 home games coming up against George Stevens on Thursday, John Baptist on Saturday, and Ellsworth a week from today to round out the regular season. And then for the Hermon Hawks, they have coming off that 4-1 victory over Caribou, so looking to continue the positive momentum. Also a 1-0 loss in Ellsworth, against Ellsworth, I should say, in that same period. And Hermon, a trip to Old Town on Wednesday, then they host Old Town the next day before closing out the season against John Baptist 1 week from tonight. High school sports on Ticket TV presented by Quirk Auto Group. Visit a Quirk Auto Group dealership in Bangor, Belfast, Augusta, or Portland, and at quirkauto.com. We'll take a time out in our pregame show, come back and get you set for the kickoff of the second game between Hermon and MDI right here on Ticket TV. Welcome back to Polo Field here, headed to kickoff of the Hermon boys taking on the MDI Trojans. Brought you the girls matchup earlier this morning, a 6-1 victory over MDI. Still see some members of the girls squad for Hermon down there at the snack shack, hanging out, taking in the boys game to come in just a few minutes. The starters are being announced right now for both squads. For the Trojans, it's Yayan Howell, Henning Reinhold, Sophia Baker, Cedar Ellis, D'Angelo Reed, Cole Watson, Weston Granholm, Evan Akram, Miles Burr, Corin Baker, and Eden Shella in net for the Trojans. For Hermon, Noah Dupuis, Ryan Shorey, Jacob Garage, Alex Rios, Michael Snyer, Gavin Coombs, Colby Euler, Kyle Martin, Ryan Austin, Cooper Jensen, and Xavier Jelks in goal for the Hawks, starting 11. Kickoff to come next. Right now, it's time for the national anthem. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by Greenway Equipment Sales. Nothing runs like a deer in Bangor and Ellsworth, and at greenwayequipment.com. We're also brought to you by First National Bank. Dream first, because you can. Let's take a look at some of the keys to the game this afternoon for both squads. Keys to the game brought to you by Tim Bush and the Bush Group, real estate agents with next home experience. The Bush Group is ready to help you with all your real estate needs, whether it's buying or selling or investing. The Bush Group is here to make all of your real estate goals happen. They're also proud supporters of all local high school sports and would like to wish all the student athletes a successful fall season. Well, we saw the recent run of play for both these schools earlier in our pregame show. The MDI Trojans coming in with a record of 0-3-1 in their last 4 contests, and for them it's a change in net. Quentin Pelleggi, the normal starting goaltender, is injured today, so taking over Aiden Fischella. The coach told me pregame that he just got back from Ireland, so see if he is ready in net for the Trojans to help stop the Hermon attack. And for the Hawks, it's trying to build on some recent momentum that they have gained. First win coming up over the first win they grabbed it over the weekend, a 4-1 victory. So Hermon trying to keep the good vibes. Both of these teams with just one win to their credit. So looking for number 2 here today at Pottle Field. You know, just moments away from the kickoff on Ticket TV, presented by Mainly Eyes. You'll see the difference inside the Bangor Mall and at mainlyeyes.com. It's MDI beginning the game with possession of the ball. Baker plays it near side to Corin Baker, so Baker to Baker to get action going for the Trojans. It's Herron Reinhold going down the sideline for MDI. He gets spilled. Touch came off Reinhold. No, it was off Hermon. The referee was pointing in our direction, but throw to MDI. Trojans on the attack. That's Baker playing it out wide. Now into the box. Go the Trojans. That ball makes its way out of play. A corner here for MDI, their first of the contest. Swung in by the Trojans. That was D'Angelo Reed, I believe, getting a touch to it, but couldn't convert in the space he found himself in. Going wide, cross in, goes off the corner of the net and out of play. It'll be a Hermon goal kick. Xavier Jelks going to his near corner there to make sure that it was protected. That's Baker for MDI. Clearing it out in defense for the Hawks was Ryan Austin, though the Trojans keeping up pressure at their end of the field. A whistle blows. And offside's the call. Austin making his way over to bring in the free kick, taken quickly, and quickly jumping back onto the play was Baker for MDI. Controlling the ball is Michael Snyder to begin this run of play for the Hawks. Stood up is Colby Euler along the sideline. He plays it back and now sent ahead. Giving chase is Michael Snyder. Snyder looking for a lane to attack through. He gets the cross in here. A loose ball in the box. A vicious left-footed attack. And it's Hermon able to capitalize in the end. The Hawks take advantage of their first attack of the game. An early goal, a quick start for Hermon, 1-0. See the replay here. Left-footed attempt comes fizzing in. Fischella couldn't get a clean save on it. The ball parried away. Missed who got the finishing touch there for Hermon. We will take a listen to Hermon AD Rick Sinclair
Early goal scored by number 22, Cooper Jensen.
Cooper Jensen getting the Hawks out to the early lead. Now it's Snyder jumping onto the loose ball for Hermon. Snyder feeding it down the sideline to Ryan Shorey. Shorey with a nice turn, finds himself in space. Shorey in the box, delivers across. It's poked out momentarily by MDI. Hermon right back onto it and nearly falling to Colby Euler, but cleared out by the Trojans. So another dangerous looking attack for the Hawks, who are off to the races to begin this contest. Looking to build off their 4-goal effort over the weekend and their first victory of the season. Euler dispossessed by Henning Reinhold for the Trojans out of play. It'll be a throw. Euler brings it in for the Hawks. And a mistouch there from Corin Baker. It'll be another Hermon throw. Euler brings it back in to Michael Snyer. Snyer carving his way through a couple of Trojan defenders. Snyer pokes it through. Oh, and saved off the goal line. MDI able to come away with a crucial save. Miles Burr, I believe it was, stopping that ball from going into the back of the net and doubling the Hermon advantage. Let's see if we can catch a replay of that goal line clearance for the Trojans. You see right here, Snyer just poking it through perfectly with his right foot, and that was Ryan Shorey being denied by Burr on the touchline for the Trojans. Or on the right in front of goal, I should say. It's been all Hermon with possession since they found that first goal of the contest, keeping the ball in play. And no, that ball found its way out, but Jacob Garage with a valiant effort to try to keep it in. Played ahead by MDI, and Xavier Jelks going over to take care of it just in case. Hermon goalie sprawling to get the ball under his possession and now sends it down the pitch. Played ahead by MDI. Hermon retreating, trying to set up their defense as a cross comes in. It's cleared out momentarily. And now sent in deep but offline by the Trojans. It'll be a Hermon goal kick. 1-0 our score, about 6.5 minutes into this contest. Cooper Jensen with the first goal of the game for the Hawks. Cross whipped in that time by Ryan Shorey, but it's over the goal and out of play. Mark Paulette on the call here. Jim Churchill back with game number 2 alongside from Pottle Field. It was the Hermon girls defeating MDI 6-1 in our first contest earlier this morning.
Good start for the Hawks. Again, the last time we saw them here at Pottle Field, it was a 1-0 loss to Ellsworth on a penalty kick. They played very well in that game and a good start in this one. I think over their last 4, they are 1-2-1, including that 1-0 loss to Ellsworth. So once they had a chance to play, I think they're finding their stride a little bit here. Uh-oh.
Almost jinxed them.
I did. I didn't want to
I was just going to lay out of that one. And
Rick Sinclair just threatened to throw me out of here.
I was gonna take a step back, let that one find the back of the net as you're praising Hermon. And
That was my complete thinking as I saw that ball edge towards the goal.
But now I was talking with Sean Good in the pregame, and he said that 1-0 loss against Ellsworth, which we were here for last week, it was kind of a building block for this team.
I told you. That's all I was saying.
Starting to play as a team and round into form. A left-footed attempt off the volley is offline there. Xavier Jokes not taking any chances. Goes up to corral the loose ball.
Xavier, very active keeper.
We saw that last week. He is not afraid to come out of his area, play the ball at his feet, get involved in the action.
Unfortunately, in that game, he played somebody else's head, I think.
He did, which led to the penalty. It was a great wrestling move, but it doesn't really fly on the pitch.
Both round objects. Tell you what, I know we talked about it at the beginning of our first broadcast, but the scene here on this beautiful, warm fall day in Pottle Field overlooking the horizon, out of the foliage here, just very enjoyable.
And very vibrant colors along the way. I was under the impression that it was going to be overcast for most of the day. Now it's sunny. It feels pretty close to 70 out there on the field as Hermon trying to give chase through Ryan Shorey, but MDI is able to see it behind. However, this is going to result in the first corner of the game for the Hermon Hawks. Hermon to take it quickly. Outswinger comes in and it's cleared away. Possession will stay with Hermon for the time being. A loose pass there from Cooper Jensen, the first goal scorer, and MDI comes away with the ball. Keeping possession alive that time for MDI was Westy Granholm. Hermon clears it, but only as far as Corin Baker. Euler finds Shorey in the middle of the field for the Hawks. Shorey chasing in space, but a strong clearance from the back made by Evan Ancrom. MDI trying to keep us on our toes here. The numbers are all over the place. It's not a numerical roster that we have, so going to do a bit of skimming every once in a while.
Hate those.
Giving chase here. MDI with one of their better chances. Nicely played on to his left foot and then crossed into the box. That was Yayan Howell with the best chance so far for the Trojans. Cedar Ellis and Miles Burr out wide for MDI, but it's one away by the Hawks. Near side is Colby Euler. Euler is beaten to the ball. Corin Baker getting there first. That's Henning Reinhold being hounded by Colby Euler, and Euler will win a throw for the Hawks. Making his way across the pitch to take the throw for Hermon. It'll be Gavin Coombs. MDI a couple of quick touches trying to break on the counter. There to slow down the idea is Ryan Austin, although the Trojans win back possession. played ahead by Alex Rios. The Hawks trying to get something going in attack. Ball is won back by Sneyer. Sneyer keeps possession. Feeds it out wide, looking for a return pass. And it'll find its way out of play for an MDI goal kick. Looks like the first change of the game for either side taking place. Leaving the field for the Hawks is Jacob Garrich. He'll be replaced by, is that Jack Cody, number 6 for Hermon?
Indeed.
Winning the ball for MDI was Westy Granholm, but Hermon quick to regain possession. Some quick touches here for the Hawks, seeing if they can find a way through the Trojan defense. A couple of players coming together. Looks like Whit Chaplin for the Trojans and Cody for the Hawks. Keeping the ball in play for MDI is Thaddeus Leo. Back heel touch would not cooperate, but MDI is able to keep possession. Ball played forward, off ahead and into the waiting arms of Xavier Jelks. 15 minutes gone here in the first half between Hermon and MDI. It's the Hawks with a 1-0 advantage. 1-0, I should say.
You know what you meant, Mark.
Here's Sneyer jumping onto the ball for the Hawks. He feeds a teammate, and the right foot would not cooperate. Gavin Coombs trying to curl that one, and just did not have the right touch as it squirts out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, good opportunity for the Hawks, set up well there by Sneyer. Short coach Sean Good is happy with the hard work and the setup there by the Hawks. Just couldn't quite get that finishing touch on it.
MDI with the ball in the midfield, trying to win possession is Whit Chaplin. Out of play for a throw. Trojans bring it back in. Thaddeus Leo with the first touch. Leo dispossessed. Right to the waiting feet of a teammate. See what MDI has here. As Hermon trying to win away the ball. They finally do clear it. That's Sneyer jumping onto the loose ball. Sneyer plays it back to Jelks. We mentioned how he likes to get involved in the run of play. Coombs unable to keep it in. Will be an MDI throw, triggered by Corin Baker. Baker finds Yayan Howell. Howell looking for a teammate there, but Hermon once again pesky in defense. And here comes the Hawks. Gavin Coombs springing Sneyer on the attack. Sneyer making his way back towards the middle of the pitch. He leaves it for Coombs. Coombs will take it deep and too deep. The ball got away from him and rolls behind for an MDI goal kick. You see MDI playing it out through one of their center backs. That's because the goalie today, Aiden Fischella, not the starting goalie for MDI. That'd be Quentin Pileggi. He is out injured. Fischella, I had a coach tell me pregame, just showed back up from Ireland. So they said, all right, you're in net.
Guess what? Got a job for you. Now, just arrived at MDI High School as a student?
I don't know. It was just
Or was away and came back?
It was a comment in passing. Said he just came back from Ireland. Said, Ireland? And coach said, yep. So we said, all right, put you to work. And that was the extent of one riveting conversation. Jelks sends it forward. Giving chases Baker for the Trojans. Hermon able to keep the ball in play, but pass out of the reach of Euler. Sent ahead here, and offsides that time was Yayan Howell, so straying off just before that pass came through. Oilers' pass comes near side. It's flicked along by Sneyer. Knocked out of play by MDI. Well, and now we have some conflicting opinions of who touched it last. It looks like it'll stay, the original call with Hermon. Launched into the box by Coombs. Ball headed in the air. Coombs giving chase, and he is able to poke it through a couple of defenders. Maintain possession for the Hawks. Into the box, a right-footed effort from Sneyer off the volley. Saved away by Fischella, who has to sprawl out to control the loose ball. That came out of nowhere. It looked like the ball was just kind of bouncing around and then all of a sudden connected with the right foot of Michael Sneyer.
Yeah, out of a cannon, but Fischella pressed into duty here today. Nice looking save for MDI. Hermon's definitely had the bulk of the pressure here in this first half to this point. We're halfway through.
Here's Sneyer dribbling around every defender in his path. He leaves it off for Coombs. Coombs is dispossessed. And a strong challenge. Alex Rios still on the ground, hobbled as MDI comes away with the ball.
Yeah, he wants a substitution. He is still down.
At the 15-yard line here at Pottle Field, as Hermon is trying to defend short-handed right now.
Two swinging legs came together, and
here's an attempt on net. It skips wide, and that substitution will take place now. Let's take a break in the action while we have a second. From Pottle Field, it's the Hermon Hawks with a 1-0 lead over the MDI Trojans. 21 minutes into play. We'll be back with continued coverage on Ticket TV. From Pottle Field after the injury timeout, Alex Rios making his way off the pitch for the Hermon Hawks. High school sports on Ticket TV is brought to you by Mainly Eyes. You'll see the difference at Mainly Eyes inside the Bangor Mall and at mainlyeyes.com. Also brought to you in part by Twin City Tire, located 609 Wilson Street in Brewer, or TwinCityTireME.com for all of your snow tire and car care needs. Hermon Hawks with a 1-0 lead. We're beyond the midway point of this first half. Cooper Jensen with the only goal to this point. It's a fast start for Hermon, but MDI has seemed to settle into play as the action has continued. MDI sends it in and misses the first line of players, and Xavier Jelks out of his goal. Jelks never missing an opportunity to grab the ball and control it for a second. Corin Baker plays it ahead. Howell with a nice turn. However, Hermon is able to stop his momentum. Back to Baker. Tries to find Howell. intercepted by Cooper Jensen, the goal scorer for the Hawks, doing it at both ends here in the first half. Nice lead pass. It's Ryan Shorey chasing it down for Hermon. Shorey stops his momentum. Now trying to find his way around a couple of Trojan defenders. Knocked out of play. Last touch by MDI, and it will result in the second corner of the game for the Hawks. Shorey will head back to the corner. He will be the guy to bring it in here for Hermon.
Here we go, Blue! Here we go!
Shorey sends it in deep. Over the first couple of heads, Snyder plays it down. Snyder going to work, can't find a way around, plays it back to Gavin Coombs. Coombs was looking for a return pass to Snyder. The ball with a lot of English on it will skip out of play. A throw for Hermon. And a whistle here as the Hawks will make a substitution. Leaving the pitch is Leo Farraghetti. Making his way on, Zach Allen. Sophomore forward for the Hawks. Here's Snyder, left-footed cross is a low one, cleared away by the Trojans. Nice touch around the first defender, that's Howell. Howell looking to catch jokes out of net. Got a bit too much behind that effort. .15 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's the Hermon Hawks with a 1-0 lead over the MDI Trojans. MDI searching for an equalizer. Cross is sprayed in that time, but Xavier Jokes coolly collecting it out of the air. He'll boot it beyond the midfield area. A slip in the back, dangerous here for the Trojans, and just cleared away. But it may have been all for naught. I think the Hawks, were they whistled for offsides? What is the call here? Well, it's Hermon going to collect the ball. Now the free kick awarded in favor of Hermon, so just outside of the area. This is dangerous with Snyder standing over. A chance here for Hermon to double their lead. He tries to drive it low. Deflection came right back to him, but MDI wise to the task twice.
Great timing and read there by Henning Weinbolt for MDI to prevent that one from getting to the keeper.
Henning Reinhold waiting for some teammates to get down the pitch before he sends the ball into the MDI attacking zone. Baker in the midfield for the Trojans. She finds Howell. Back to Howell, surrounded by Hawk defenders. He'll play it out wide. Whit Chaplin. Once again, not finding much room to maneuver in. Hermon is quick to the ball with MDI in possession. This one sent long, too long, out of play. Goal kick. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by Coastal Auto Parts, owners of your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores.
Hermon Hawks coming off the road win at Caribou. Game was played on Saturday. A little momentum coming into this one for the Hawks.
Skipping through just out of the reach of Thaddeus Leo that time. Xavier Jelks was in a precarious position, didn't know whether he should play the ball, stay back in case Leo was able to get a touch to it. It ends up rolling through out of harm's way. MDI's been close a couple of times, just haven't had a player in position for the touch they needed.
3 one-goal losses for MDI, 2-1 to Foxcroft in the first game of the year, 2-1 against Presque Isle here at home, and then that 1-0 loss against Ellsworth, game we had last week on Ticket TV.
Snyder looking to switch the play. He'll send it across the field, but intercepted by MDI, headed along. It's Howell. Howell knocking it ahead for Baker. Baker tries a backheel flick, tried a second, wasn't there. Cleared away by Hermon. Nice series of passes by the Hawks. It's Snyder in the box. Snyder trying to get around a defender, and then cross was out of the reach of any other attacking Hawk. Rolls out of play for an MDI throw on the far side. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by Down East Toyota, located 652 Wilson Street in Brewer. All roads lead to Down East. Here's MDI looking for the equalizer. Played through by Jelks. It's an open goal, and the ball finds its way into the net. A couple of missed clearances by Hermon, and that is how MDI equals. You see it here, a missed clearance. See if we can catch that one more time to find out the unfortunate parties involved for the Hawks. Played in by MDI, and then
Past Jelks, and
it was past Jelks, past Jacob Garwich, Kyle Martin also in on the action. Ball squeaking through into net. That one may have to go as an own goal for the Hawks, as it was played kind of straight through the area by MDI. I don't think it was on target to begin with before taking a deflection or a couple of deflections from Hermon, but all that the Trojans care about is that it counts for one on the scoreboard. We are now tied at 1 in a left-footed effort. Screaming for handball that time was Yalian Howell. His cries go unanswered. Thought he might have a chance at winning a penalty for his team, as you see the momentum swing over to the Trojans since that ball found the back of the net. Here's Snyder. Snyder trying to weave his way through traffic. He delivers a right-footed cross over the head of Gavin Coombs. Hermon keeping possession, playing it to their center backs, and now sent forward by Kyle Martin. And Aiden Fischella, the MDI goalie, will just allow that one to hop over for a goal kick. 8.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. 1-1 the score line between Hermon and MDI. Cooper Jensen, the goal for the Hawks, and we'll call it an own goal for MDI on the equalizer. Or for Hermon, I should say, allowing MDI to level the score. Henning Reinhold making his way over to bring the ball back into play. Howell trying to make the turn, dispossessed by a couple of Hawk defenders. Jensen ahead to Shorey.
Come on, Coop. Yes, Ryan. Good step, buddy.
Howell continuing his run for MDI. Knocked along. On his way back to Howell, he was ready to tee one up, and standing in front of that effort was Jacob Garage, taking one for the team. Now the ball floats beyond the net and out of play. 7 minutes remaining. Hermon will have a goal kick. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by Midcoast Denture Design, because everyone deserves an awesome smile. Visit midcoastdenturedesignmaine.com. Here's another attempt from long distance, and was that Howell again for the Trojans, just unable to keep it down?
Yes. Had to look at your roster over there, Mark, to answer your question.
We are a roster short, which makes things somewhat difficult here in the booth. Howell, oh, another attempt. I don't think that was Howell that time, slipping as he was trying to get around on the ball for MDI. Is that number 21? Because that could present some problems for me, seeing as I don't have a 21 on my roster.
There's a 21 out there in white.
Have a 22 and 11, but not a 21, as once again MDI applying some pressure in the box, but Hermon is able to clear it away.
Get an updated roster here.
All right, so Cole Watson, number 21 for MDI, just making sure everything else lines up here, as on the attack and sending the ball off the side of the net was Henning Reinhold. Momentum certainly has been in favor of the Trojans since they found that equalizing effort. So it appeared to be our only blip on the roster so far.
Okay.
We now know Cole Watson is number 21 for MDI. Here's Howell. Howell trying to find Reed. Hermon coming away with the ball, but a collision. Whit Chaplin was not a fan of being run through that time by the Hawk defender.
Just a little hip check.
Cedar Ellis right now. Cedar sends it down the pitch. Thaddeus Leo able to keep it in. Leo tried to make a move around Jacob Garage, but the ball finds its way out of play. See a lot of members of the Hermon Hawks girls soccer team still here. In fact, the entire team may be here watching the boys take on MDI after the girls were victorious 6-1 in the first game of our doubleheader on Ticket TV. Sydney Gallup a couple of goals, adding to her career mark, which now stands at 102 as she chases down the all-time program record here at Hermon.
MDI girls hanging around as well across the way, rooting on the Trojan boys. Had my coffee between games. They were getting subs and some beverages at Dunkin' Donuts, located down the street.
Carter Bricado for Hermon. Out of play, last touch by MDI. Bricado brought it back in with the throw. Here's Snier making his way vertically across this pitch laid out horizontally in front of us at Pottle Field. Thumped downfield by MDI. Reed giving chase. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. I'm sure neither team will be satisfied with the shared scoreline at the break, but based on the action in the first half, seems pretty fair. Should that hold up? Snyder gives chase, but ball rolls its way out for an MDI goal kick.
Mark play, keep it up.
Jacob.
MDI throw. Henning Reinhold wants to take it quickly, waiting for the ball to get to him. Whistle, and it appears to be an unintentional handball on the part of Hermon. Standing over it is Howell. Howell delivers across, headed in the air. Hermon looking for the clearance. They whiff a couple of times, but the ball finds its way out to Coombs. Sending it in deep, too deep that time. That was number 18, Corin Baker for the Trojans. 20 seconds and counting here in the first half as MDI sends it, Hermon sends it right down in front of us. Here's Reed jumping onto the loose ball but slipping for the Trojans. Reed trying to win back possession as Hermon is looking to just see out these final seconds of the first half. And that will do it for the first 40 minutes of action. The score is level. MDI 1, Hermon 1 through 40 minutes of play. We will come back with the halftime show here on Ticket TV presented by Mainly Supplements. It's coming up next. Back to Pottle Field, the halftime show on Ticket TV presented by Mainly Supplements. Located near the Bangor Mall, Mainly Supplements is a fully stocked nutritional supplement store. Their dedicated team members look forward to working with you and helping you reach your health and fitness goals. Mainly Supplements, 109 Bangor Mall Boulevard, Bangor, right next to Hannaford, and at mainlysupplements.com. Take a look at some of the first half highlights between these two sides. We'll start off with the opening goal of the contest. It was Snier for Hermon, trying to feed it across the way and then jumping onto the ball. Actually, this was a save, and then it was Cooper Jensen at the end of that run of play, slotting it home to give Hermon the 1-0 lead. There you see a very nice goal line clearance by MDI to keep the score 1-0, and that set up this eventual equalizer where the ball was played in, and then you could see that Jelks got a touch to it. It was not on net. Went through a couple sets of legs of Hermon Hawk defenders, found its way into the back of the net for a bit of unfortune there for the Hermon Hawks, and for MDI able to find the leveling score. Highlights here at the half brought to you by Hermon Motor Company. From pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to their service department, Hermon Motor Company does it all. Hermon Motor Company now features Currahee trailers. Hermon Motor Company is something for everyone, located at 2512 US Route 2 in Hermon. We'll take another break, come back and look at the program histories for these two sides as well as the school profiles. That's coming up next on our halftime show on Ticket TV. Mark Paulette, Jim Churchill back at Pottle Field. 1-1 the scoreline at the break between the Hermon Hawks and the MDI Trojans. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by Tim Bush and the Bush Group. Real estate agents with next home experience. The Bush Group is ready to help you with all of your real estate needs, whether it's buying or selling or investing. The Bush Group is here to make all of your real estate goals happen. They're also proud supporters of all local high school sports and would like to wish all of the student athletes a successful fall season. Let's take a peek at the program histories for these two schools, beginning with the MDI Trojans. Their boys team went 10-2-2 in the 2019-2020 fall season. That was their best year in a few seasons. 5-7-2, the record in 2018-19, 4-10, the record in 17-18 for the Hermon Hawks. They were 2-12 their last time out. Last time a full season was played, of course, the exhibition season last year during the fall. 6-5-3, the record in 2019, 8-5-1 in 2018. And Sean Good's team trying to make their way back to the postseason this year. Of course, the competition is open to all teams here in the fall season. Both of these schools, Jim, trying to jockey for some positioning in the standings, coming into the contest with one win.
Yes, indeed. That one win for MDI coming against these Hermon Hawks, 3-0 down on the island. They also tied Presque Isle, and of course Hermon coming off the win on the road up at Caribou, 4-0, and just both teams trying to gain some momentum heading down the home stretch, get the best positioning possible for the open tournament, and then let the chips fall where they may after that.
Let's take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule the rest of the week here on Ticket TV, kicking it off with a doubleheader today at Pottle Field. Tomorrow we'll be at the Brewer Community School for Brunswick taking on the Brewer Witches. That's a boys soccer match at 3:30. On Wednesday we head to Old Town. Hermon takes on Old Town, the Hermon boys, I should say. This game about 2 minutes and 50 seconds from getting back under action in the second half, but Hermon at Old Town on Wednesday. It's the Hermon at Old Town girls on Thursday at 6 o'clock. That's a matchup atop the Class B standings.
1 and 2.
Those are the top two teams. Hermon improving to 10-0-0 this year with their 6-1 victory in Game 1 of the doubleheader. And then we round out our coverage this week. Friday night, once again at Old Town on the gridiron, it's MCI taking on Old Town at 7 o'clock. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by Mainly Eyes. You'll see the difference inside the Bangor Mall and at mainlyeyes.com. Take a break here, come back, and get you set for the second half of action. We'll get you the keys to the second half. All that and more coming up on the halftime show on Ticket TV. Welcome back to Pottle Field. The Hermon Hawks and the MDI Trojans level 1-1 at the half. We are inside the final moments here of the halftime break. Mark Paulette and Jim Churchill getting you set for the second half kickoff. Let's take a look at some of the keys to the second half for these two schools. For the MDI Trojans, once again entering action with just one win on the year. They've dropped 3 of their last 4. They had a 4-4 draw in there as well. But for MDI, I think, Jim, it's really continue what you did for the last 10 minutes or so of that first half, so applying a lot of pressure at the Hermon end and finding that equalizer.
Yeah, really, it was a different story with each end of that first half. Hermon kind of controlling the action for at least 50, 60, 65% of that first half, but a strong finish for MDI. Got a little break on their goal to tie it up, and we got a brand new ball game coming up here in the second half.
And then for the Hermon Hawks in the second half, I was talking with Coach Good pregame, and their game plan coming into today was that MDI likes to find those lanes. They like to pass and shoot, get out and running. Their goal was to stop it. That's going to be the goal for the second half, because we really saw that emphasized by MDI at the final quarter, let's call it, of the first half of play. Kickoff here just moments away. It'll be Hermon to get things underway in the second half. Sneyer sends it back to Alex Rios, who has recovered from that knock he took at the end of the first half when he had to leave the pitch after a collision. Good to see him back out there in blue. It's Baker playing it down in the midfield for MDI. Here's Howell in the middle of the pitch, trying to leave it for Baker, but cut out nicely by Ryan Austin. Baker now with the ball. She knocks it off. Head to Howell, a touch, and poked over by Xavier Jelks to keep this game tied at 1. Just a couple of touches there by MDI, sneaky in the attack, almost resulting in their second goal.
Yeah, good work by MDI setting up that shot on goal there. But Xavier Jelks equal to the task. A little triangle formed on this near side, resulting in that quality shot.
It's a corner for the Trojans. Swung in, bodies coming together, and Jelks over to clean up the loose ball. Gavin Coombs jumping onto the ball, pokes it around a defender. Coombs continuing his run. Coombs heading down to the corner for Hermon. It'll be a throw for the Hawks. Cooper Jensen, the goal scorer for Hermon in the first half, over to take this throw.
Stay with it.
Possession will stay with Hermon. It was launched in by Gavin Coombs. MDI trying to get the ball out of their defensive zone. It's Reed giving chase for the Trojans. He can't dispossess Snier. And Dupuis didn't realize Reed was waiting. Reed springs the attack. Here's Howell, and the flag was up. Offsides the call. Howell just a bit too early on his run. I say the flag. We are sans flag here at Pottle Field, but the hand from the referee was up for the offside call.
Flagless.
High school sports on Ticket TV is presented by Twin City Tire at 609 Wilson Street in Brewer, or at twincitytireme.com for all of your snow, tire, and car care needs. And another chance here for MDI. Going to the ground is Howell, screaming for a penalty.
He got the ball.
That was clean.
And what's
Austin.
the call here?
Sliding in there. Fans
The call
got the ball, but
will be penalty. So MDI with a golden opportunity here for their first lead of the game. It'll be Yayan Howell. He has been very busy so far for the Trojans, standing over, looking to convert the penalty, which he won. Howell staring down Jelks. He goes bottom right, and Jelks making the diving save to keep this game tied. Let's see the replay here. Howell standing over the ball. That stare down taking place. Not a big run up for Howell, just a couple of steps. And now it's Hermon quickly attacking as we show you that replay at the other end. The ball was loose in front of goal for a second. Gavin Coombs on his left foot trying to get it back into the middle of the box for Hermon. A shot rolls through from Ryan Shorey out of play. So a wild sequence here. The save by the Hawks on the penalty at one end, leading to a chance at the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, about a minute of the action.
We're back. We're back here at Apollo Field. A loose ball in front of net, and it is into the goal beyond the dive of Xavier Jelks. MDI has found their go-ahead goal. We apologize for some audio technical difficulties we were having there. Dropped out for a second, but back just in time as MDI finds the go-ahead goal thanks to Cedar Ellis poking in that loose ball. It's 2-1 Trojans.
Well, oh.
MDI goal scored by number 12, Cedar Ellis.
So MDI, first lead of the day, scored the last two. Save on that penalty kick by Xavier Jelks. Looking big right now. Hermon right in this one.
Less than 10 minutes gone in this second half of action. 1-1 the scoreline at the break. Cooper Jensen scoring for Hermon in the first half. It was an MDI taking advantage of a Hermon own goal, which equaled the scoring near the end of the first half, and that time Cedar Ellis becoming the first goal scorer for the Trojans today. Gavin Coombs backtracking a bit to win possession away for the Hawks. There's a crunching challenge right around the 45-yard line here at Apollo Field. Both players jump back up quickly as Reed gives chase in the box. Jelks comes out to throw his body on the loose ball. Stop that attack for the Trojans. Shorty knocks it along with his head. Snyder trying to play it down. Baker, among others, giving chase for the Trojans.
Very eventful first quarter of this second half, to say the least.
There's Coombs once again working backwards to win possession. Reed gets the ball off a flick. And now it's Howell finding a wide open teammate, switching the ball onto his right foot, and a curling effort goes wide of the net. That was Cole Watson for the Trojans. MDI can work quickly in their attacking end. All they need is a couple of flicks and they can find themselves with an attempt. Jelks passing on the goal kick this time and letting Ryan Austin send it deep. Played down by Howell.
What was that move called? Or what is that move called, Mark? We saw right there.
That's called a lot of legs going in a lot of directions is what that is. There's a left-footed shot by MDI.
Corin Baker there, the shot.
I don't know what that was exactly. It was kind of a hybrid step over, step around. Hope that I can make my way through this defender.
Looked good.
Here's a through ball, giving chase is Watson. Watson will get there to keep it in play. He's able to find Ellis, the goal scorer from just a few moments ago. Ellis wins back possession. Ellis finds Howell. Howell, a right-footed shot, takes a deflection, and that will go behind for a third MDI corner.
Yeah, that shot off the body of Kyle Martin.
Howell is yet to find his way onto the score sheet for the Trojans, but he's been very active in this game, especially at the attacking end. Cross comes in. Jelks with a bit of a bobble there, but he is able to scoop up the loose ball and roll it out to Gavin Coombs. Coombs sends it ahead, chasing is Shorey, and coming over to knock it out of play for the Trojans, Evan Ankrum, to stop the attack. The result in the corner for the Hawks, taken quickly, and no one really home. The ball takes a deflection out wide. Carter Mercado chases it down. Almost taken too quickly that time by Hermon. They were looking to catch MDI napping and didn't quite have any attacking players in the area. Now the Trojans with some space to work. Some collisions taking place in the middle of the pitch, and now we have a whistle.
They lost their cleat out there. Gavin Coombs
Hermon comes away with a free kick. Kyle Martin, junior captain, standing over the ball. He sends it down towards the box. Knocked in the air by MDI. Hear the ball smacking around. Cooper Jensen chases it down. Tries to center, but it is cleared out of play by the Trojans. No Dupuy to take the throw. First, a couple of changes taking place for Hermon. Exiting the pitch is Gavin Coombs. Bricado making his way near side. The Bricado to deliver the throw. Dupuy, the other Hawk, exiting play. Bricado sends it down towards the corner and out for an MDI goal kick. One more change here for the Hawks. Shorey jogging off. Jack Cody taking Shorey's place in Hermon's 11. Sent ahead by Cole Watson for the Trojans. "15 minutes gone here in the second half. It has seen a penalty save by Xavier Jelks in net for Hermon. It has also seen MDI find the go-ahead goal for the time being. Whistle there will result in a Hermon free kick, again taken quickly. And once again, a bit of an errant pass off of a free attempt for the Hawks.
Pass, easy pass. Move it.
Alex Rios sends it long for Cooper Jensen. Jensen can't win the foot race there. Keeping it in play is MDI. Sprinting away with the ball, Cedar Ellis. Or excuse me, that is actually Miles Burr, who made a nice goal line clearance in the first half. Miles Burr making his way up from defense for the Trojans. Miles Burr getting a nice round of applause from the traveling Trojan fans. Here's Burr to deliver the throw. He'll bring it into Ellis, the goal scorer. Ellis has his pass intercepted by Colby Euler. Hermon tries to knock it along. Once again, no one home. Jack Cody with the last touch. The throw finds Cole Watson in a little area of space. Howell knocks it along to Baker. Zach Allen sending it down the pitch for Hermon. First time we've called his name. Here's Snyder turning away from Baker. Snyder knocks it along for Rios. Rios sends it deep for Leo Ferraghetti. Ferraghetti keeps it in play. And back on the ball is Hermon across here. just outside of the box. Knocked away from danger by Ellis. Through ball intercepted by Mercado for the Hawks.
Nice hustle there by Carter to get back in great position.
Ball rolled out of play before it could be knocked any further by Hermon, so it'll be an MDI throw just short of midfield. Mercado knocking down that attempted cross by MDI. So it's the Trojans still supplying the pressure. Loose ball in the box. Cedar Ellis with a chance, but it was blocked by Hermon.
Snyder finally able to connect there, give the Hawks a chance to take a deep breath. Now they're looking for some offense, try to get even in this one.
Jack Cody couldn't find the passing lane. Mercado coming over to stuff his attempt. Cole Watson. More changes here for Hermon. Leo Farraghetti making his way off. Hawks shuffling through some players, trying to find an equalizer here inside the final 20 minutes.
Come on, Michael, pick it back up, buddy. Come on.
Well, MDI got a break to tie it up in the first half. Hawks could use a friendly bounce here in the second half.
Jelks chases down the loose ball. A little slower to send it down pitch this time, waiting for some teammates to get into position. Out of play, last touch by MDI. Euler plays it in, but some substitutions to take place first.
Gavin Coombs for Hermon.
Coming back, Jack Cody exiting. Ball will be thrown into Coombs. Coombs is able to control it. Now he sends it deep, but too deep into the waiting arms of Aiden Fischello. Once again, the backup keeper for MDI. Quinton Pileggi, the normal starter, injured. Whoa, and spilled. And a fair challenge. That was Declan Jewell going airborne for Hermon.
This one heating up down the home stretch here. Obviously this next goal was critical.
Ryan Howell trying to find D'Angelo Reed. Physicality is ramping up on the pitch as well. Throw comes into Rios. Rios finds Shorey. Tried to leave it behind for Rios, but dispossessed by a physical MDI defense at the moment. Westy Granholm over there for the Trojans. Here's Reed knocking it along for Granholm. Granholm down by the corner flag. The ball trickled out of play for a Hawk goal kick. Here's Howell playing it down for the Trojans. Howell, a left-footed shot, spins on goal. Jelks is able to control it. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by the Neighborhood Early Childhood Center in Bangor for kids 6 weeks to 5 years old. It's where children of all backgrounds and abilities can learn, explore, socialize, and play.
Nice job, Ryan.
Owl with the through ball. Cross comes in for the Trojans. No one home other than the Hawk goalkeeper, Jelks.
Again, we'll see this Hermon Hawk boys team coming up on Wednesday. Take a quick look at our broadcast schedule. Tomorrow afternoon, Brunswick at Brewer, boys soccer. Wednesday evening at Old Town, Victory Field. It'll be these Hermon boys taking on the Coyotes at 6 p.m. And a big matchup on Thursday evening from Victory Field, the Hermon girls and the Old Town girls, number 1 and number 2 in Class B North. And then on Friday night, MCI and Old Town football. And coming up tonight on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket, 7:07 first pitch, Game 4 of the ALDS series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. Sox winning in 13 yesterday. Big home run by Christian Vasquez, so the Red Sox could avoid a trip back to the Trop.
Do we have any clue who the starting pitcher is going to be tonight? Because Pavetta came in relief there big in the extra innings.
Outstanding.
He was supposed to be the Game 4 starter.
I guess your main options were
Erod and Sale, both on short rest, and both of whom were knocked out after like an inning in their first outings in the series.
Another lefty that you could throw in there, Martin Perez.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Well, none of them sound too appealing to me, but
I guess you
Red Sox up in the series.
Piece it together and hope that you get like 3 innings out of them.
And a reminder, later on in the month, we've got the Bruins opener coming up in just about 5 days' time. On the 16th, we got the Celtics opener coming up on the 20th on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.
High school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by Bombshell Beauty and Spa, Brewer's full-service hair salon and spa, conveniently located in the Hannaford Plaza. Come check out their new location 3 doors down from their old location. Here's a Hermon corner. 13:45 and counting remaining. The Hawks looking for an equalizer. Shorey delivers in the outswinger. It goes over everyone's head. Euler giving chase, but he will not be able to keep it in play. The good news about the Red Sox game tonight, Tampa Bay is in the exact same predicament because they burned through just about everyone that was supposed to be the starter. I think Patino, one of the last pitchers they used in last night's ball game, he was being looked at as a potential Game 4 starter. You still got to think the Rays have somewhat an advantage, though, when it comes to days like this where you're just emptying out any and all arms, seeing as that's what they do for about 145 of 162 games during the regular season anyways.
You never know with the Rays.
Erod, I guess, has been named the starting pitcher tonight.
No.
Taking on Colin McHugh, one of the guys who got absolutely blown up in the Rays bullpen in Game 2 by the Red Sox down at the Trop.
Erod in his first appearance, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits.
Oh, and look at that! Look at that for an equalizer! A free kick just inside midfield. All the way to the far post, and Hermon has tied it on that effort. Let's see that one more time.
On goal, scored by number 18, Kyle Martin.
Wow. Defender on this Hawk squad just sent it in over the head of everyone. Perfectly weighted into the back of the net.
Perfect on the distance, perfect on the trajectory into the net, and we are tied at 2 with 12:29 left in the half.
I'm sure that if we were to ask Kyle Martin after the game, he was 100% attempting to do just that. Not at all, just trying to play it deep, but the fortunate wins behind that effort for the Hermon Hawks, and we have an entirely new ball game with a dozen minutes remaining. We are all square at 2-2.
Got the Hermon fans on their feet. They've been into this game here tonight, or this afternoon, I should say.
It was tough to tell from our angle just how close that ball was going to come, but then you saw Aiden Fischella, the goalie for the Trojans, starting to panic a little bit and realized this one is heading right on target. Well, this is how it worked out last week when we were here for Hermon against Ellsworth, coming down to the final minutes. That was a Ellsworth penalty that decided that contest. We've already seen one penalty in this second half of play. It was a save from Xavier Jelks on an attempt from Howell for MDI. Now can either of the sides find a winner in the next 10.5 minutes? Right now it's Hermon probing. So the missed kick forces Fischella to come out of goal and snare the loose ball. Nice turn that time from Cole Watson. Now Watson sends it across the pitch, intercepted by Hermon. Sent deep by Gavin Coombs, but too far. Hermon trying to find a way through the Trojan defense. That's Sneyer down there for the Hawks. Sneyer leaves the ball off back towards the corner, and MDI will clear. Not able to get it fully out of harm's way yet. Here's a left-footed attempt from Ryan Shorey, well wide. 9 minutes remaining in the game. MDI taking their time, surveying the area before resuming play via the free kick. Here's Cooper Jensen. He's already got 1 goal to his name this afternoon. Attempt to cross there by Jack Cody goes behind for another MDI goal kick. Howell has looked dangerous all afternoon for MDI. He sends this long. It's Baker giving chase. And a heavy challenge that time as Kyle Martin spills Baker. The ball out of play. It'll remain with the Trojans. Throw in comes back to Baker. In all kinds of space. Now dispossessed. A battle for possession taking place. It's Hermon coming away with it. Shorey tries to send it out wide to Gavin Coombs. Coombs had to stop his run to come back for the ball. That allowed MDI just enough time to regroup defensively. There's a sprint taking place down the far sideline. It looked like Thaddeus Leo for the Trojans. See the cross-country team making their way through the picture in the background. Ryan Austin will send that one straight to Sean Good on the Hermon bench. A throw-in rolls out of play for a Hermon goal kick. 6.5 minutes remaining in this contest.
Here we go, Blue. Let's go.
Go, Mike. Come on, buddy.
Kyle Martin, the scorer of the wonder goal, getting action back underway.
Come on, guys.
Go, Blue.
Jim Churchill rejoining me on the call after filling in for a brief moment as the emergency director.
Yes.
Mere seconds from disaster here in the press box.
First replay.
Nice hustle.
MDI sends it down the field. That won't make it past the back line of the Hawks defense. Well, we have a second. I'll tell you that high school sports on Ticket TV, presented in part by Dean's Detailing. They have been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, enjoy the ride. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. 5 minutes and counting left in the contest. It's Shorey turning onto it for the Hawks. Shorey finding a teammate who had strayed off sides. That was Michael Snyer, just a little too quick in his run.
I want offsides eliminated. Soccer and in hockey.
That might provide a
Let them roll.
bit of an advantage if you just let people camp out down there.
Well, it's a risk.
Instead of sending it deep, Kyle Martin plays it to Jensen. Gavin Coombs trying to work his way back onto the ball, but a heavy touch finds MDI in possession. Diane Howell can't find a teammate, but the ball finds him. This is Baker to Howell. Howell, a right-footed attempt, skips right to Xavier Jelks. High school sports on Ticket TV, brought to you in part by Northeast Driving School. They have been the leader in driver training since 1969. Register for fall courses today at northeastdrivingschool.com. That's Baker with a nice pass through. A recovery in defense for the Hawks. Bodies on the ground all over the place. Jelks was ready to spring into action to clear the ball down pitch. There is an MDI attacker still on the turf, and now play will be halted here. Just waiting to see who that is. And now jumping up and walking
This is the
away.
trainer got all the way out there.
Begrudgingly off the field, yeah.
You see the look on her face like, what? I ran all the way out here for this?
That was Whit Chaplin, who was hobbled by a previous challenge.
And he got sandwiched between a couple of Hawks. A little gimpy as he makes his way to the sidelines.
3:10 frozen on the clock here in the second half. 2-2 our score. Jensen and Martin the goals for Hermon. Ellis and an own goal, providing the pair of scores for MDI. A lot of discussion taking place on the pitch as to who exactly had possession when play was stopped. It'll be MDI. Howell trying to find a lane. And Bricado, instead of messing around, will just clear it out of play. Allow the Hawk defense to regroup. Substitution taking place. Making his way back on for the Trojans is D'Angelo Reed. Exiting the pitch the long way is Cole Watson, making his way behind the MDI goal.
Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the second half.
We've yet to have an overtime match so far this season on Ticket TV. Testing my knowledge, is it 2 5-minute periods?
2 5s.
Well, here's a prime opportunity for Hermon to find a go-ahead goal in the final 2 minutes. It's their third corner of the contest. Ryan Shorey going over in front of the scoreboard here at Pottle Field to swing it in.
MDI earlier this year, a 4-4 tie against Presque Isle.
Kyle Martin unable to control the ball with the same.
Too close.
Yeah, he was about 30 yards too close on that attempt compared to his last goal. Sent down the near sideline. Mercado knocks it out of play. MDI throw. Howell brings it in to Reed. Back to Howell. Yayan on the ball, trying to work his way around a couple of defenders. Being hounded by Mercado. Howell now finds himself in space, and the ball just rolls away from him. Out of play with 45 seconds remaining.
That kick off the back of somebody.
There's a sprint down the sideline. Look at Gavin Coombs getting to the ball. Gavin Coombs outpacing the Trojan defender. Now he's in the middle of the pitch. Coombs lays it off. Snyder, he'll shoot. Oh, Fisher, the rebound. Zach Allen just couldn't get anything behind it as Aiden Fischella save on the first attempt, but the ball sprung out. There was an option there for a second.
Got a pace on that shot from Snyder. Right at Fischella. Again, the backup keeper has performed very well here today for the Trojans.
And Ryan Austin just rolls it out of play. That is the end of the second half. 2-2 is our scoreline.
So we got 2 5-minute periods here. We'll see if we need them both. Fantastic finish. That second half had a lot of action at both ends. Each side had their opportunities to get that third goal in the game, but nobody could break through.
It's bonus soccer coming up on Ticket TV. In just about 5 minutes, we will kick off the overtime period. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by Hermon Motor Company. From pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to their service department, Hermon Motor Company does it all. And Hermon Motor Company now features Currahee trailers. Hermon Motor Company is something for everyone. 2512 Route 2 in Hermon. We will be right back to Pottle Field in Hermon to bring you the kickoff of overtime. That's coming up next on Ticket TV. Back to Pottle Field for the start of overtime between the MDI Trojans and the Hermon Hawks. 2-2 is our scoreline. 80 minutes, not enough to decide it between the boys here this afternoon. This is game number 2 of our Ticket TV doubleheader. The Hermon girls defeating the MDI Trojans 6-1 in our first game earlier today, but after a wild second half, which featured a penalty save, it featured a near, I'd say about 45-yard goal from the Hermon Hawks. 2-2 is the scoreline, and we are getting set for bonus soccer at Pottle Field. It's the MDI Trojans making their way back onto the pitch. Hermon going through some final tactical discussions over there on their sidelines. And Jim, just to refresh people on the rules here for overtime in the high school soccer ranks, it is 2 5-minute periods, and it is golden goal, as they call it in the pros.
Yes, indeed.
Sudden death, the first team to find a winner will be victorious, or if it remains scoreless at the end of the 2 overtime periods, you call it a draw. High school sports on Ticket TV, brought to you by Quirk Auto Group. Visit a Quirk Auto Group dealership in Bangor, Belfast, Augusta, or Portland, and at quirkautogroup.com. You see right there, Thaddeus Leo standing over the ball for the Trojans, so MDI will begin with possession in this first overtime period. Leo plays it back to Baker. We are underway. Howell knocks it along into the path of Henning Reinhold. Reinhold, calm, control, trying to find his way around the Hermon defense. Reinhold has his pass deflected out behind, and quickly a corner for the Trojans. They had 3 in regulation. This is their 4th of the contest. Reinhold will leave it for Howell. Howell delivers the outswinger. Jelks goes up, gets a hand to it. Ball is loose in the box, and now Jelks grabs it with a trio of his own defenders around him.
Yeah, cleared some space there, so I'll take care of this. I'm the one who can get their hands on the ball.
That's Westy Granholm with possession for MDI. Granholm trying to spin around Leo Ferraghetti.
Using the body well there to maintain that possession.
And one away by Ferraghetti. Here's an attempt from range, rolls wide. Jelks lets that one go. We are 90 seconds into this first overtime period.
Oren Baker with that shot attempt. Ooh. Almost had a couple of heads come together there across the way.
Noah
Everybody
Dupuy
appears to be okay.
spilled after that challenge. Dupuy taking another hard deflection. Ball goes out of play, last touched by MDI.
Just about every body part taking a shot there by Dupuy.
There's Baker winning away possession, and Baker has all kinds of room to work with, plays it out wide. And failing to keep the ball in play are the Trojans. Baker once again with lots of space to work with. Her pass cut out by Kyle Martin. And then thumped away by Noah Dupuy, not taking any chances. Here the Hawks fans wanting some more possession from Hermon. It has been mostly MDI with the ball at their feet through the first 3+ minutes of overtime period number 1. Coombs goes to the ground. Fair play, says the referee. Coombs was not pleased with that last call. Sending the ball out of play and then voicing his frustration.
Or non-call, such as it is. Yeah, the field tilted right now. Diaz had the possession time. It's about 100% here in this first overtime period. It's one attempt so far. That one rolls in on Jelks.
Deflection off of Baker. Jelks sends it down pitch with 60 seconds remaining in this first overtime. Scrambling to keep that ball in play and actually unable to do so on the far side, so it'll be an MDI throw.
Yeah, Coach Good crossed away. He wanted a call there. Got it. Can Martin do it again?
Well, he's lining up for it. Right around the 34-yard line here at Pottle Field. Sends it in. Coombs trying to play it down. Takes the deflection out for a Hermon corner. However, doesn't look like they're going to get this one off as the first overtime period comes to a close. I guess they were able to swing it back into play before the whistle, but the whistle blows. That is period number 1 here in overtime. The score is still 2-2 between the Hawks and the Trojans. We'll take a quick timeout. Back for the kickoff of the second overtime period next on Ticket TV. We're back for the start of the second overtime period. Scoreless through the first 5 minutes, so we play on one more 5-minute overtime period to be had. If a goal is scored, that team is victorious. If not, the game ends in a draw 4 minutes and 40 seconds from now.
MDI trying to keep the field tilted the way it was in the first overtime period. Hermon trying to tilt it the other way. MDI, I think, pretty much for that 5-minute overtime period, the first one, Mark, had the possession for almost all of that.
Yeah, that was at least 90-10, it seemed, in favor of the Trojans. Reed heading it into the middle of the box. It's a loose ball, an attempt on net. Jelks is able to grab it. It was steered on goal by Corin Baker. Wasn't able to get much power behind it.
Wasn't much power behind it, but good job there by Jelks. You could see he had great concentration on that ball. Did not bobble it. Leave a rebound.
Sophia Baker looking to end this game in style. Just a bit high on the attempt. Miss hit there from Ryan Austin. Allowed MDI a chance to grab possession. Snyder trying to chase the ball across the pitch. Cedar Ellis plays it in. Harmlessly behind net. 2 minutes gone here in the second overtime period. Both of these teams in search of their second wins of the season.
Martin sends that one up into the seats across the way.
Here's Baker knocking it forward. Out of play for an MDI throw. Thumping it out of harm's way is Ryan Austin. Strong challenge from Westy Granholm on the far side of the pitch for the Trojans. Gavin Coombs sends it ahead. Shorey picks it up. That's Bricado giving chase. Bricado's attempt. A pop fly behind the net inside the final 2 minutes here at Pottle Field.
Yeah, trying to get an attempt off there before the MDI defender got in his way. Bouncing ball. And not an easy chance there for Bricado. Push from behind sent Bricado to the turf.
And Bricado spilled there, and let's see if Kyle Martin can reenact some first half magic. This time he plays it short and nearly skipping its way through to Ryan Shorey. Aiden Fischella there to corral the ball. Approaching 60 seconds remaining in this second overtime period.
Timing was off by just a split second.
A whistle and a free kick in favor of the Hawks. 50 seconds and counting remaining here at Pottle Field. Ryan Austin backing up, ready to send it deep. Austin slips on his attempt. Baker controls it, sends it ahead, giving chase. D'Angelo Reed.
25 seconds left.
Thaddeus Leo heading it out of play. 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Neither team appear to be in that big of a rush right now as Austin connects with it with about 9 seconds remaining on the clock. It finds its way to the far side of the pitch. MDI sends it forward, and that is how this game will come to a close. 2-2, the final score between the Hawks and the Trojans.
Yeah, great effort by both sides. Had their opportunities. Exciting goals for both sides. It'll be the second tie of the season for MDI, and for Hermon, their first tie of the season. And we'll take a look at what they have in store coming up in the postgame show.
Postgame show to follow right here on Ticket TV. Welcome back to Pottle Field. Mark Paulette alongside Jim Churchill. The final score, 2-2 between the Hermon Hawks and the MDI Trojans. Let's take a look at some of the action from this contest and how we got to that final scoreline of 2-2. Here's the first attempt for Hermon. See the ball knocked along, and then a strong left-footed shot from Rios. Took a deflection wide. The goal was clipped at the end. Cooper Jensen, the first goal scorer for the Hawks. MDI, though, hung tough. You see a goal line clearance right there from another Hermon attack. And here at the other end of the pitch go the Trojans.
That's what I want to do too, but I was making sure.
Xavier Jelks with a save. Back come the Hawks on attack. A right-footed effort that time. Parried away by Fischella.
Hermon up 1-0 at this point, and
Ball played in just wide of the target. It's a slip at the back, leading almost to another chance here leading to a chance, nearly chance on net. Here comes MDI for their first goal of the game. You see the cross and then finds its way through a couple of legs into the back of the net. A rough break right there for Hermon. That was at the start of the second half. A solid chance for the Trojans, poked over by Xavier Jelks. And then this was the penalty conceded by Hermon, which led to this opportunity. Yayan Howell standing over the ball. Xavier Jelks staring him down. It was Jelks coming out.
If I do it, if we
victorious in that one-on-one battle.
Okay, that's what I want to do too. 'Cause I don't know if
But moments later, you see a loose ball getting knocked around in the area and jumping onto the end of it. MDI able to poke it through for their second goal of the game. And then here's the equalizer from about the 40-yard line at Pottle Field. Just letting it fly, Kyle Martin ripping one into the back of the net. And of course that was the final score line. Here's a dangerous challenge near the end of regulation, but Fischella was up to the task, and we end with a final score of 2-2. We will take a break here in our post-game show on Ticket TV. We will come back, tee up the rest of our broadcast schedule for this week, as well as what remains for the Hawks and the Trojans this season. It's all coming up next on Ticket TV. Welcome back to Pottle Field. 2 games in the books here. It was the Hermon girls defeating the MDI Trojans 6-1, and then in the boys contest, a final scoreline of 2-2 between the Trojans and the Hawks. Mark Paulette, Jim Churchill, and our crew wrapping it up from Pottle Field today. Let's take a look at what lies ahead for the MDI Trojans. They have games against George Stevens, John Babs, and Ellsworth to round out their regular season, all on the island. And for the Hermon Hawks, it's a game at Old Town coming up on Wednesday, which we will have right here on Ticket TV. The following day, Old Town comes to Pottle Field, and the Hawks round out their regular season a week from today against John Babs. Speaking of that Wednesday contest coming up on Ticket TV, here's a look at our broadcast schedule this week. Tomorrow afternoon, we will be at the Brewer Community School. Brunswick takes on Brewer in a boys soccer matchup at 3:30.
Two teams at the top half of the Class A standings.
Hermon at Old Town right here once again from Pottle Field Wednesday night.
Victory Field.
Victory Field, excuse me. That's a boys matchup. Then on Thursday, the girls matchup, and that is the top 2 teams in Class B North, as Hermon 10-0-0 taking on Old Town, who has just a couple blemishes on their schedule to date. Both those games getting underway at 6 o'clock. And then Friday night on the gridiron, once again at Victory Field, MCI taking on the Coyotes, a 7 o'clock kick.
All right, doubleheader in the books. Good day of soccer, great day for it. Fans enjoyed it, and had a tie in game 2, and the juggernaut that is the Hermon girls soccer team rolled on in that first game, 6-1.
Well, for Matt Cunha and Marcus Caesar on the cameras, for Nate Bailey directing today's doubleheader, and for Jim Churchill on the call alongside myself, this is Mark Paulette signing off one final time from Pottle Field. Once again, the Hermon Hawk girls, a 6-1 victory over the MDI Trojans. The Hawks and Trojans splitting 2-2 in the boys contest. Until tomorrow afternoon, we say so long on Ticket TV.